Welcome back to another YouTube video of FlareFX, where we make trading very simple. Now, in today's video, right, I will be breaking down the DXY, or the dollar index. For those who don't know, the dollar index is basically just the whole movement of how the dollar has been moving, right? I got this video inspiration mainly from Instagram, so make sure to check out my Instagram. The link will be in the description. Make sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, guys. It's going to be a tricky video, beautiful one. Make sure you guys subscribe, turn on your post notifications if you're on. I've noticed a lot of you guys watch my videos, but you're not subscribed. But hey, man. So if you are new here, please make sure to hit the subscribe button. If you are back, welcome back, Flare family. It's always good to have you back. So right, before we get started, obviously right now, relatively, I'm on the 1 month time frame, right? We usually start our analysis on the 4 hour, the daily time frames, mainly just to get a bit of introspection, right? But now, the main reason why I was just excited to do this video is something that I've been wanting to do for a while. And when I got the Instagram DM, the DM, I was like, one time, right? So with what I'm seeing for the dollar, it's looking really good, guys, especially for the long run. So I just want to break it down for you guys so you guys can kind of see my perspective of how the chart has been moving for the relatively the next upcoming financial year, actually, and how we might end off this quarter, right? So check it out. Automatically, let's just use market structure to the core, like we'll do a top down analysis, maybe relatively to the lower time frame, maybe 4 hour time frame, because we're not looking for entry necessarily. We just want to know the direction. That's why I was starting on a very high time frame, so we can understand the overall direction and how it can impact like the major currency pairs, right? So automatically, as you can clearly see, we are on an uptrend, right? There's highs and there's a low over here. I'll make the high blue just for explanation's sake, right? So yeah, no, these were equal highs that were genuinely broken. We'll make these are highs that were formed like around 2017, guys. So it's pretty far back. Like, this is hence why I just want to see the bigger picture, so we can classify this as a break of structure. And initially, when that happens, we already know where we are, right? So now, before we even go into the weekly time frame and the daily time frame, one thing I really like about the monthly time frame already, like let's take this, right? Look at this, right? Relatively 50%, we're only seeing weak action, right? Yes, there is a bit of impulsivity, like some impulsive move to the lower, in implementing or implying hori, like there's a lot of bearish movement. But looking at the charts right now, I can automatically see rejection on the 50% zone is already tricky. And look at this, already support zone. If you can move this to the thingy, right? Clear cut finish, like price is bouncing on this point. You can clearly see that buyers are not allowing this thing to sell into these lows or go any lower than this, right? The lowest it has been the last time, it was July. Like, the lowest has been July, mainly just a purge of liquidity. As you can clearly see, this is the last candlestick that really pushed the price up a bit, right? I just really want to take my time to break this down, guys, so you can understand what I'm really seeing, right? So we'll remove this and we'll remove that, right? So keep in mind, like, we'll take this, we actually do this, we'll put this over here and this over here, right? So now we can get an understanding of where we are in terms of like the market, right? Relatively on the 50%. Let's tap into the weekly time frame from the monthly. Imagine, guys. So now tapping into the monthly time frame, right? As you can already clearly see, this is where things get a bit interesting now, because let's just put this over here just for relativity. Yeah, so relatively, this is the 50% zone. Price has managed not to go lower than that, or it has, but it has pumped up, right? So now let's break down price action. Let's act like we can't see what's happening over here, right? So now price creates this high, continues to go lower, then we get a change of character, right? Clean cut finish. We all agree that, okay, cool, change of character. It initially happened over here on the lower time frames, but right now we're focusing on the weekly time frame because we're looking for what? Direction, right? Okay, clean cut finish, change of character, right? So price continues to go lower, create lows and highs. It creates equal lows and then proceeds to break the low and go higher, breaking this high too, right? So now we can tell that price already changes character again. So this one we can remove it, because we understand that now we are looking for more bullish setups, right? So now we mark this out. This is clearly looking at, what do we call this? Technicals only. I haven't even touched into fundamentals. Imagine. So now we can classify this as a purge of liquidity because of the relatively equal lows. The beauty of this thing is so nice, guys. So yeah, And then this is the order block that we would initially highlight, right? Relatively on the 50%. Also, there's a purge of liquidity. This is the order block that's responsible for the break, right? And then we can anticipate that we can get to these highs that were initially created 2022 September. That's last year, guys. Imagine. So let's go to the daily time frame now. Relatively, this is our entry time frame, lower time frame, what we're looking for, right? So looking at the weekly time frame, an order block that we highlighted, this is a zone we were anticipating that price would respect and reject off of, right? So now a nice thing another thing that I've been seeing, right? We'll just remove the order block, but keep in mind that we are in a very sensitive spot, right? We'll use the 4-hour time frame relatively just to draw out what I'm seeing, right? Like a pattern that I've been seeing is that price literally plummeted all the way to the bottom over here with the falling wedge. Clean cut, guys. Like, what more can you ask for? Can you already see this? This is a falling wedge into what? Let's go to the weekly time frame, right? The weekly time frame will give us a little bit more of introspection. This, like, look at this. This is the order block that was responsible for him. Sniper entry. Let's move it like this, and then go to the daily time frame, right? Daily time frame, we have a falling wedge into this order block, hence why it broke out. So, like, with my predictions, like with what I'm saying, guys, as much as the breaks and everything is happening, I still foresee the dollar coming relatively to 114. Like, the confluences are stacking up. Like, even when we go to the 4-hour time frame, like, the order block has been respected. We can anticipate there's a change of character that even was implemented over here. We can classify this as a change of character relatively over here, like that. Like, guys, come on, what more can you ask for? So the price has came down into the 1 week the weekly order block, right? And then now price is continuously moving up, right? I don't like the fact that it is a bit choppy, like it's not as impulsive as this, right? But the market is of its own. Like, you can't really force anything upon it. It just does what it wants to do, right? But one thing we can see for sure is that, like, there is bullish, like, structure, guys, even on the lower time frames. Like, change of character, right? Clean cut finish, break of structure relatively over here. Like, we can see the price going higher and higher. Another break of structure over here, right? My bad. Another break of structure happening over here. Clean cut finish. Can you see, like, price is moving higher and higher and higher and higher, right? A lot of people might be subjective and be like, oh my gosh, look at this. Price might be coming up this way, you know, it might reverse and stuff like that. Of course, like, anything can happen, especially in these markets, right? But, like, now, guys, I'm saying, like, right now we're zoomed in. Like, obviously this is for intraday. Like, this is intraday. We're trying to figure out direction, right? If we want direction, 1 week is where we're looking at, right? And with what we can clearly see, guys, is that literally price has came down, right? There's a change of character on the weekly time frame. Here's an order block. It has respected it. When we go even lower and lower on the time frames, you can already see that the dollar's already gearing up to move higher, guys. Like, it's gearing up to go higher and higher already, like at the end of the year. So, like, my personal opinion is that I see the dollar index pushing a little bit higher, you know, reaching these highs or relatively around this order block, you know what I mean? Because the signs are there, guys. Clearly the signs are there. But another thing that I want us to be really mindful and careful of is that we can relatively, the thing is with trading, right? You don't know you're in a consolidation until you're in a consolidation, right? So these 2 points that are marked out here, right? We can relatively see them. Let's go to the daily time frame, right? Like this. So look, guys, like, automatically we don't know we are in a consolidation until the consolidation happens, right? Let's just go back to the weekly time frame because it's not as clear as I want it to be. But, like, look, nothing tells us, or nothing stops us, nothing can stop price from literally coming in, bouncing off of here, relatively coming over here, bouncing over here, and we can see ourselves trading in between this line, like, for the upcoming, especially with breaks. Like, a lot of I don't think what is this, Joe Biden or the Feds would allow the dollar just to drop like that. Hence the inflation and everything happening around the world, understandable. But I don't think the dollar would necessarily drop as deep as that and then go as high as that, right? But here's what I'm also saying, right? as I'm analyzing the markets with you guys, like anything is subjective. The way I view the charts and the way you view the charts are totally different, right? But what I can say, the safest option, right, if price does continue to break these highs, right, we can clearly say, be like, okay, cool, we're looking for more bullish setups, we're looking for more buys, right? And then if we see price going lower than this area, we can see that the dollar index is on a decline. So we can see relatively major pairs, you know, on the decline as well. We can see GBP USD getting a little bit stronger. So anything against the dollar, if the dollar is going strong, we can anticipate that the euro pairs and the British pound are going to suffer the consequences of the dollar index going higher and higher, right? And vice versa, even if it goes plummeting, going down, you get what I mean? But overall, guys, like my prediction, I still foresee the dollar going higher and higher. And if not going higher and higher, we can see ourselves in a consolidation, because we are at uncertain times because of breaks, the Feds, and everything is just so skeptical, especially in this market that we trade, right? So for me, it's either we are going bullish or we remain in a consolidation beforehand, right? So I'm predicting a consolidation throughout the year. Price could get to this point and just bounce off of here, return back to this area, bounce off of here, and we could just play around it until as something really happens in terms of the breaks, something different, you know, that really shakes the economy. But overall, I still see the dollar index going higher and higher. The Nasdaq companies also performing very well, guys. Like AI just came in, you know what I mean? Like there's so much growth, especially for the Nasdaq and the tech companies, guys. And the dollar really rests along those the US hundreds, the US 30s, the S&P 500s. You know, like the dollar does really gain its value from it. It might not be derived from it, right? But a lot of the value is held from the tech companies, right? So I still see the tech companies skyrocketing, soaring higher and higher. Hence, the dollar is going to follow, right? Even gold has been pushing a bit higher and higher as well. So I'm a bit more on the positive side, especially on the USD. But other than that, guys, if you made it till the end of this video, thank you so much, Mr. Flair. Always kind of bring you content like this. Make sure to DM me on Instagram if you want content like this. This is special. Like someone just DM me and was like, just do the dollar, and I was like, why not? Like just drop it on YouTube. You get what I mean? But not to waste your time, guys. It's Mr. Flair signing out. Thank you.